Hello everybody. Today's project is to make an adapting hose that connects from air to water. And I need that to blow out the sprinkler system in the garden. So what I've got here is a hose from an old washing machine. You got two ends like this. I need one of those ends to connect to the water. The other end I'm going to have to cut that off because I have to connect this to it, which is my air connection. So we'll start by cutting a piece off of this. Then we're going to figure out how to attach this to that. We've got a piece of 5/8 inch diameter brass here, and I'm going to put a thread in this end to accept this. Now this is written right on it. It says it's a 1/4 18 pipe thread. So I do have 1/4 18 pipe tap. So we should be good to get this into this end, and then the other end we'll put that on the lathe and we'll turn it down and make some kind of a push-in fitting that we can put into here. And we'll kind of put, like, you know, those little barbs on it. It's easier to push in than it is to get out. That's the plan. Okay, we've already put a center drill in here, and the tab drill for our pipe thread is 7/16. That's for the quarter. I believe it was 18. 1/4 inch pipe thread, 7/16 drill for tapping it. I put a little mark on here at about 650, maybe 700,000, something like that. Not too fussy, as long as we got enough room. And we'll drill that out. Now the hole in the end of here is about 17/64. So I got a 17/64 drill in here, and we're going to drill through to, I put a mark here, it's about 1 5/8 inches down, so it's not too critical at all. And we'll drill through that right now. So that brass is nice stuff to cut through, easy to cut through. I'm using the tailstock to make sure we got everything nice and centered, and we'll just get that tap started this way. And it's going pretty easy. I'm just going to make sure we have enough threads going in there to hold this okay. That should do this. Not going to be a lot of pressure on that. I think that's going to work. I'm really not sure how big to make the other end of this that's going to fit into here. So I've been testing it with drill bits. And I have, let's see, what is this? This is a 31/64 drill bit, and it just starts and it's really tight, so I'm going to go with 31/64 for the outside diameter of the barbed piece that's going to fit into here. Well, today is another day. Yesterday we had a slight mishap, just a slight miscalculation. Here's our part, and the length of this was not long enough to provide enough material. When we turn this end down, that's what happened. So this morning I picked up another piece of brass material, and this piece is now a little bit longer to give us the room that we need, and it won't break off this time for sure. Now my calipers say that this hole in the hose here is 406 thousandths. Now that's probably an estimation because this is probably not exactly round. This is 410 on the OD, this part. When I put it on here, it's pretty tight, but it's going to go, especially if I heat it up a little bit, it'll go on there. So it's time to put those barbs on there, and then we can see how it fits. So here's the shape of the tool that I'm going to use. There won't be a perfectly symmetrical, even distance between each barb because I'm going to be guessing at that, but it shouldn't really matter. Here's our brass fitting with the hose end with the, I don't know what you call these things for sure, but you'll see them on plastic fittings for hoses and whatnot. Anyway, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to fit this in here, and it feels like it's going to go. And I've made a collar up, which is a slip fit on here, which I can force down this way and even make things tighter. So we'll give that a try right now. Well, that might be good enough. And I'm going to have to find some way to force this down with a little more pressure than I can put on there with my hand. I used a polyurethane hammer to hammer this brass section into the hose a little better. So I've got it almost up against it right here. And this piece here, I put it in the, well, with this in the chuck here, and I took a punch and one side to the other, until I got it on there. And it's on really tight. It's not going anywhere. So that ought to do it. Put a little pipe tape on here, put the air nipple in, and it's ready to go. What you might want to do is put a shut-off on this so that you can turn the air off. But since it's plugged into a quick disconnect, it's not really necessary. Five minutes after I finished making that recording, I found a shut-off valve. And it didn't take any more machining to put that on there. Just add the valve and screw the nipple on the end, and now you can turn the air off.